Let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're cracking open the secret industry playbook to reveal the hidden lyrical framework behind legendary rap tracks. You know, if you've ever listened to a master MC and wondered how their words just lock into the beat flawlessly, well, you're absolutely in the right place. We're going to look at the exact under-the-hood mechanics of songwriting and lyricism that literally turn good rappers into great ones. So, what actually separates amateur bars from iconic, unforgettable verses? We're going to answer that today by completely deconstructing the structural building blocks of rap songwriting. Basically, to master the craft of an MC, you've got to understand a few things. You have to find your message, learn how to execute these advanced lyrical magic tricks, and figure out the strategic way different types of rhymes are woven into schemes to deliver incredibly impactful punchlines. Section 1. Find your core message and start with intention. Listen, before you write a single rhyme, you absolutely have to define your track's conceptual foundation. Ask yourself, what is this song really saying? If you can summarize that idea in one clear sentence, you create what's known as a story search. And this is crucial, because it ensures your rhymes and punchlines are actually moving a narrative or an emotional message forward, rather than just stacking words for the sake of it. Think of it this way. If your song is about a specific struggle, every single bar needs to anchor right back to that core feeling. Section 2, the hook-verse-hook framework, also known as the architectural secret. Okay, so once you have your message, you need a solid architecture to support it. The hook-verse-hook framework is the absolute industry standard here, mainly because it perfectly balances tension and release. You definitely want your verses to flex your lyrical muscles, right? We're talking dense rhymes, complex storytelling, and fast flows. But your hook needs contrast. It really needs to breathe and use catchy repetition to anchor the listener's ear. Moving on to Section 3, multi-syllabic and internal rhymes. These are your secret weapons. In modern rap, distinguishing yourself really means stepping away from those rhythmically predictable single-syllable rhymes that were everywhere in the 1990s. Nowadays, you need multi-syllabic rhymes, or multis. These are compound rhymes containing 2 or more syllables. Think of rhyming last race with fast pace. They're essentially the hallmark of advanced rapping, and they create this unique sound signature for you that's incredibly hard for anyone else to duplicate. Let's look at a masterclass example of this. Just listen to how the legendary MF Doom pushes the syllable count. Borderline schizo, sorta fine tits though. Wow. It's not just about rhyming the last word. It is about matching the entire phonetic math of the phrase across 5 whole syllables. It's that exact level of multi-syllabic complexity that captures a listener's ear instantly. And that perfectly brings us to internal rhymes. This is when you rhyme at least 2 words within a single bar without repeating them in the next bar. They add this amazing layer of sophisticated musical rhythm and surprise right inside the verse itself. But honestly, more importantly, they are the absolute perfect structural tool to seamlessly transition between 2 entirely different rhyme schemes without the listener even noticing the switch. Section 4. The 4-bar magic trick, or breaking the scheme. Okay, so to pull off this kind of lyrical magic, you first have to understand the golden rule of rhyme schemes, which is the power of even numbers. You see, listeners' ears naturally expect rhymes to resolve in blocks of 2, 4, 6, or 8 bars. Odd-numbered schemes, they just generally feel incomplete or unsatisfying to the ear. And a super common amateur mistake is failing to track exactly where these rhymes land, which just makes the whole flow sound completely chaotic. Consistency is absolutely key here, folks. But here is the ultimate technique. It's a literal magic trick where you intentionally break that golden rule. Here's how it works. You set up a predictable 4-bar cadence. In bars 1 and 2, you establish stability by completing a standard scheme, so the listener feels nice and grounded. Then, boom, on bar 3, you execute the break by intentionally introducing an unexpected internal rhyme. Finally, bar 4 is the payoff. You smoothly tie it back to complete the original scheme, or you can even rhyme the first beat of bar 4 with that internal sound from bar 3 to perfectly bridge the gap. It's brilliant. The reason this works so beautifully is because of expectation deception. Basically, the listener expected a standard pattern, but you completely subverted their ear for a really satisfying emotional payoff. And guess what? This 4th bar payoff is exactly where you want to drop your punchlines. To keep those short attention spans hooked, try to introduce a twist or punchline every 10 to 15 seconds. You can use whimsical linguistic flips like Kendrick Lamar does, or really sharp double meanings like Big Sean. When a witty double meaning lands perfectly on that fourth bar, it literally becomes that quotable phrase that defines the entire track. Section 5. Step-by-step rhyme practice. Let's apply the tools. To actually move from just scribbling rhymes to crafting truly memorable songs, you need a disciplined approach. First, start by defining your core message. Next up, brainstorm and write a hook that gives the track some breathing room. Only after you've done that should you build out those dense verses using the multi-syllabic tricks we just talked about. And finally, track your schemes on paper and record a rough demo. Mapping all of this out deliberately is going to ensure every single linguistic flip you use serves a distinct purpose. And finally, you have to sweat in practice so you don't bleed on the track. Performance is a massive part of this whole equation. You need to memorize your lyrics absolutely cold, rehearse the entire show flow, and build up your stamina. Rapping while doing cardio, like running on the treadmill, that is an actual legitimate industry secret. You've got to build that lung capacity and master breath control so your complex, multi-syllabic delivery sounds completely effortless when you perform it live. Wow, we have covered a ton of ground today, haven't we? From the magic trick of the 4-bar break to the linguistic flips of modern punchlines. So apply these secret industry tools to your writing. Keep your focus on that deeper message, and ask yourself this ultimate question before you step foot in the studio next. Are you just stacking rhymes, or are you actually moving the crowd?